Welcome in, the Ravens Rundown by Chat Sports. Tyler Jones here with you. Happy to have you with us as it is grade check time for your Baltimore Ravens with the 2023 NFL Draft in the books. Time to look back at the Ravens selections and give a final grade. The Ravens began the draft with Zay Flowers, wide receiver from Boston College. A lot of people thought that the Ravens with the OBJ signing weren't going to go receiver in the first round, that they would lean towards other positions. But on the day that they signed an extension for Lamar Jackson, they get him another weapon in the process as well with the star receiver from BC. Third round, Trenton Simpson, the linebacker from Clemson. Many people believe is the best linebacker in this class, goes to Baltimore at 86. 124, that's where we find Tavius Robinson, edge rusher from Ole Miss. Then the corner from Stanford at 157, that is Kyu Blu Kelly, the selection. At 199, that's where we see the Ravens go offensive guard. And I'll apologize ahead of time on this one here. Aumavae-Laulu. See, I'm already tripping with the selection. And then the Ravens, just when we thought they were done, because remember they entered today with picks just through the sixth round. They jumped in at the very end of the draft, made a trade to get the offensive guard from USC. That would be Andrew Vorhess with the selection there. And this was a guy that was pretty high on boards, but he got injured at the combine. And so now he finds himself available for the Ravens. They jump back in the draft. They gave up a sixth-round pick next year to get in that spot and make the move to bring him to Baltimore. So what was your favorite pick of this draft for the Baltimore Ravens? Let me know in the comments section. Was it Zay Flowers? Was it somebody else? Tell me in the comments section what you think of the moves the Ravens made for the 2023 NFL Draft. This is our pinned comment. You might get an ad break. If so, take advantage of it. Get your votes in and tell me what you think of what the Ravens did for this draft. Let's start with Zay Flowers here, okay? This was a guy, think about this, folks. He dealt with bad quarterback play at Boston College, and the players around him were not that great. And yet, even still, he managed over 1,000 receiving yards, 12 touchdowns, nearly 14 yards a reception. Now you get to play alongside OBJ, and you get Lamar as your quarterback. Mark Andrews is there, Nelson Aguilar. There's a chance for Zay Flowers to play in a really good offense with a new offensive coordinator in Todd Monken. I'm excited for Zay Flowers, not only as Ravens fans, or all of us sitting here just excited about this team and just how much better this weekend went with starting the Lamar deal and how well the draft went. But I'm excited for Zay personally just to see what he can do in this type of scheme and how much he can flourish with Rashad Bateman there as well. I mean, watch out. All of a sudden, this offense is a heck of a lot better. Then you go to Trenton Simpson. And I understand linebacker was not the highest priority, inside linebacker for the Baltimore Ravens. And I think a lot of us believed that they were going to go corner within their first couple picks, and they didn't do so. But Trenton Simpson, a linebacker that some people thought had a chance to be a first-round pick, ultimately ends up in the third round, arguably the best linebacker in this class. And one of the things he talked about was how excited he was to get to learn from Roquan Smith, that now the two of them are going to be teammates, and he gets to learn from one of the best linebackers in the entire National Football League. Watch out to see these two pair up. The scouting report on him, really good athlete with range and the ability to take on blockers in the run game, tested very well at the combine. Doesn't have the best instincts, but you know what? He can work through those things as far as that goes. Good value with him as the number 41 player and being available in the third round. Then we go to Mr. Robinson. You see what I did there? Hey, Mr. Robinson. Edge rusher from Ole Miss, Tavius Robinson, is the selection. And I got to tell you about Tavius Robinson, this seemed like a little bit of a reach. But this is one where I feel like I have to trust Baltimore because this guy, he's old. Let's be real. He's like 25 at this point. Came from Canada, had 7 sacks and 8 tackles for loss last year at Ole Miss. But there's some work to be done there. For his age, he's kind of raw. Now, the coaching staff at Baltimore, and what we've seen with this team over the years is they've had some surprises where they were able to develop guys that others kind of bypassed or went forgotten about. And so for me, although I have questions and I have concerns about this pick, there's a trust that I think that John Harbaugh and Eric DeCosta and company have earned for these type of moves, for how well they can develop defensive players. They've shown that over the years. Hey, you, subscribe to the channel. We're talking about your Baltimore Ravens. We're not done with draft coverage either, as the UDFAs, we're going to be all over. We got a whole video on that tomorrow. I mean, we've already seen some signings like Brandon Kipper, the offensive lineman from Oregon State. He signed Trey Bolts, defensive tackle from Colorado State Pueblo. Yes, that does exist. That's a real place. UTSA corner Corey Mayfield Jr. signed. We'll have a full recap and analysis of all the UTSAs on tomorrow's video. So if you need a reason to subscribe, be back here so you can find out all the DFAs the Ravens signed. We'll have more on tomorrow's show. Now we see the Ravens finally got their corner in the 5th round. As they go with Kelly here from Stanford, who he's not your he's not your interception ball hawk type. He's going to be more of your no-fly zone type corner. And here's what I think a lesson that we may have learned from the Ravens waiting all the way to the 5th round at corner is I think that what you're going to see from Baltimore is money now spent on your number 2 corner to play alongside Marlon Humphrey. Whether it's bringing Marcus Peters back, whether it's one of the other guys that are sitting on the free agent market that are still there right now, something tells me that's the direction that Baltimore is going to go, that they're going to spend. I believe like Rock Ya-Sin is still out there in free agency right now. So, and with the Lamar deal, with money being pushed towards next year, you have flexibility now to potentially make that move. Other picks, we mentioned the big fella from Oregon. We're going to just call him SAL. Sal is what we'll call him with the pick at 199, getting help with the offensive guard spot. Remember, with Ben Powers out, I know that Ben Cleveland's going to step up, but the Ravens are going to try a couple guys out to fill that roster spot. And Andrew Vorhess, it looks like he's going to miss some significant time. Will not play this upcoming season, but let him rest, let him get healthy. And it wouldn't shock me at all if he ends up being a starting caliber guard by next season. I think that's a realistic possibility. You have, I know you gave up a 6th-round pick, but you could look back later and be like, man, that was easy. That was worth it when it's all said and done. Grade the draft for me, A, B, C, D, or F. What do you think? I'll got my grade in a moment. Want to hear yours first. Tell me in the comment section what your grade is. A, B, C, D, or F. Let me know. I'm going B+. And the reason why I'm going B+ is that I would have liked to seen the Ravens go a little bit earlier at that corner spot than waiting all the way to the 5th round. I really liked the first 2 picks, Zay Flowers and Trenton Simpson. Those were good picks. Ravens fans, after this weekend, breathe, exhale, because things are a lot better than they were before Thursday. I feel good about that. We'll see you tomorrow with more on the UDFAs. Thanks for joining us.